Welcome back. Anastasia with Measure Square here. For today's module, we will be going over print options. So as you can see, I'm in the same animal control project that we've been working in. And we want to start with making sure that everything is perfect on our takeoff. We have a legend, so the install crew knows exactly what each of these colors mean, what it is, what size it is. And then once we have verified those things, all you need to do is either navigate to the print icon in your toolbar or come up to File and then select Print. This will open up your print options, and as you can see, you have several options. So one thing to note is up here in the upper right hand corner, we have a couple of options. And so this is what's called a print profile. So if you find you like a specific layout for either your quantities or your diagram or your proposal, whatever sort of printout you want, you can save that as a print profile by clicking this blue plus. I'm going to call it print. I'm going to say OK. Now it is in the print profile. I can change my paper size to whatever size I want. If I wanted to print this out at the native scale, I might start with an Arch E and see where that lays out. If that's too big, I can narrow it down to a smaller paper size. If I want this to be nice and readable for somebody in the office, maybe I want to choose an 11 by 17. Always going to recommend a landscape orientation just so that way you are mirroring what you are getting from your architect. For the printer, highly recommend always printing to the Measure Square PDF printer. This is to ensure that you are getting the crispest lines, the darkest text, all the things that are as necessary for the output. And then from there, print the created PDF from Measure Square PDF printer to your physical printer. This will ensure there is no issues with the printing. So once I've gotten all of my setup the way I want it, I've turned things on and off accordingly. I can go ahead and click OK, and the system will give me a print preview. This is to ensure I am printing exactly what I want to print. Now, notice I have no drawing. If I go to printers and settings within the print preview, notice it pulls up all of the same options from what I had in the previous view. This is to allow any user to adjust on the fly specifically what they need or what they want. So if I want the diagram, I'm going to check diagram. Notice I currently have floor plan, room detail view with room detail wall, and the 3D view all currently checked, but notice how they are gray. That is due to a hierarchy of options. When I turn on diagram, all of these checkboxes will become live. Same thing with room detail wall. If I turn off room detail, notice how it grays out all of these options. This is, again, part of the hierarchy of options that we have here within the system. So if I scroll down, notice here's all of my tabs. I have the floor plan and the 3D view since I have nothing applied to the walls. Here is another tab of information that I have. Again, the floor plan. Here's my room detail view with my floor plan, small walls outlined. Here's my walls exploded. This is my room detail wall, along with a legend. This is part of the wall detail legend option here. If I change this to legend usage, it's going to provide the usage quantities for these materials. Vice versa, if I turned this to none, notice it gets rid of that legend, makes my drawing a little bit bigger, but it doesn't specify what any of these materials are. So for me, I think legend only is the perfect option because it tells the installer what products go in here, how big they are, where they go if it's floor or wall. And I have the small floor plan along with the very outlined the walls. And so this option here with the width and the height, this is how big you want this to be on the plan. I can change this. Maybe I want this to be 50. So now I have 4 rooms. I guess we only have 3 because we have 3 rooms worth of wall product. But you can see that it made it 50 by 50, right? 50% wide, 50% tall. For me, I like 100% width, 50% height. So I'm getting 2 rooms. It's very clear which legend goes to which walls. It just makes it nice and clear. Next, this option here, print a wall individually. Some folks like this. Me personally, I do not. I feel like it gets a little convoluted. So if I turn that on, right, it makes the walls nice and big, nice and clean. You can really see the wall stacks for either. But then you get into something like this, where you have one floor plan for room 55, whereas this wall is for room 46. And so it can be misconstrued as far as what wall goes to which room. So I like to keep that turned off. And then we have all four walls with their wall stack heights kept with the floor. Here's where we can select our tabs. So since I don't need the main floor or the wall legends, I only need the last tab. I'm only going to select that tab. I also do not want the worksheet, so I'm going to uncheck that. And what that's going to give me is, if I scroll all the way up to the top, it's going to give me my summary, my sheet view, right? My cut sheet in full roles. Now, how do I get this set up? Great question. Glad you asked. So over here under cut sheet scale type, this is a new option. So if I choose by full roll length, the system will isolate each roll on its own line. This is to remove the cut off roll. So if I change this by zoom, this is the old view. Notice how this roll is cut off. And then here is the balance of roll 4. We changed that so that way we can now have full rolls in each line. Also, for most instances, it will make the view larger, therefore making it easier to see. This upper part is going to be part of our summary. That's here. This is what's called our product usage list. We can also turn on the customer and job site information, the project summary. What that is what is this tab called? How many rooms are drawn? How many stairs are drawn? The total amount of net floor area, the total amount of net wall area, the total amount of base perimeter, the number of doors, and the number of windows that are placed within this drawing. Next, we have a room list. So if you are one of those folks that labels your rooms, this would give you very specific information about each of these rooms, how big their net floor area is, how big their wall area is, base perimeter, number of doors, number of windows. So let me go ahead and turn that one off. We're going to turn off the customer and job site, and we're going to turn off the project summary. That gets us back to our original view with our project usage list as well as our cut sheet. Now, to turn off the cut sheet, should you not need this, you can simply uncheck the cut sheet and it will remove it. Now, within the cut sheet, there are several options, which is a roll cut list and a room cut list. So as you can see, let me scroll up. Here is the roll cut list, which is roll 1 and roll 2 and roll 3. These are the cuts that occur on each roll. This is the piece numbers and the sizes, as well as which room they are attached to. Going down, the room cut list has the room, which pieces, their sizes, where they are on the roll, and which rolls they occur on. Same thing. The second room, the cuts that occur, the sizes, which cut they are labeled on here on the roll, and then which roll they occur on. So for me, I think the most useful bit of information is this one here, where we can see how the cuts lay out on the roll, as well as the used length for each roll. We've talked through all of the options through the cut sheet of the summary. The next option is product usage add up. Should you have multiple tabs, you really want this to be turned on because this is going to be your project totals, given if you've told the system to break out the quantities by tab. So if I turn this on, it's not going to do anything for us because I only have the one tab selected and I only have products on the one tab. And then product usage by room, I will turn that on. And this is really what it looks like. So you can see walk-off mat occurs in room 45. Again, had I labeled my rooms with the specific room names, it would be very clear where these occur, how much is being used, what the net area is of that specific product, and how much waste. Again, this is the product usage by room option. So going down, diagram, we have the floor plan, the room detail, which is that small floor plan with the walls exploded and the small legend, and the 3D view. Lastly, on this hierarchy of list is our forms. So notice we do have a worksheet here should we have a specific proposal or quotation we wanted to print, we could print that all in one go with our summary as well as our diagram all in one go. At the very bottom of our third column, you'll notice that I've entered some data in here. So prepared by my initials, the company for where I work, the company tagline, the corporate office, as well as a company logo. If I had any terms and conditions, I could enter them here. But please remember that these are going to print on each and every form of this type. The footer I will show you in just one moment. Going over to the center tab in the third column is called miscellaneous. We have some options here. So font size, okay? So we have anywhere from smallest to biggest. We have 5 options here. I want to be very clear when I say that this only pertains to the output. It does not pertain to any of the text within the program. If you need the text to be bigger within the program, you're going to have to change that on your computer system settings. So this is only for the output. Now, this option here, show advanced header. Notice currently my header has my logo, measure square in blue with the tagline in italicized and then the address. If I uncheck the show advanced header, notice measure square and the tagline in italicized. Show advanced header is going to pull in that logo and it will make your company name blue. Moving on, header on left is going to shift my header from the top over to the left-hand side, similar to a title block. As such, along with my file name and all of the data that you would see along the top here. So icon in legend. Icon is this colored block over here on the left. You can specify how big those icons are. The product size, unit, description, usage, linear length, net area, base perimeter, seam length, tile info. The tile info is how many full tiles, how many split tiles, meaning cut in half, and how many cut products there are within the estimation, waste, and new style forms. So any of these, if I turn them on, we'll add them to your usage summary. Notice here's all of those additional columns. I can then navigate back to miscellaneous and turn off all of these additional pieces of data. Next is going to be the new style forms. We will go over that in a future module specifically for forms. And then the last tab here in the third column is what pieces of data do you want within each form type? And again, we will go over this in the forms module. On the right-hand side, we have language. If you want the output to be printed in any specific language, this option here will be able to change that for you. If you want the system to merge pages, if possible, there is a checkbox here. Show page title. If I uncheck this, you can see it turned off that line. What it is it tells you what you are printing and how many print pages there are total for your output. Next, diagram scale type. So I currently have this by autofit because I have it on a small paper size. If I was attempting to print the diagram out to the native scale that the architect gave us, highly recommend changing this to by print scale and then you choosing the correct print scale accordingly. Going down, we have ignore empty image area. If you are attempting to remove or therefore hide the title block, this is a good checkbox to have checked. If you want to show the full page, uncheck it and it will show the entire plan page. Print current view. This is if you want to show just a specific view. And then diagram without margin. This is very important if you have plan pages that are architectural size E and you are trying to print out your takeoff back to that native scale. And you have to remove the system derived margin in order to get it all on one page. Wall detail legend, we spoke about that. That has to do with the room detail view down here. That's this legend here. Legend only is going to just specify what all of these products are. Legend usage is going to give what the product is and how much there is. None will remove it entirely. The cut sheet scale type, this is for those rolled goods up here at the top. Highly recommend using by full roll. And then last 2 options down here have to do with the form and printing the subtotal. So once you have all of the options dialed into what you are going for, simply pressing the upper left option here, print, will create that PDF for you. And if you want to save this configuration back to your print profile, all you have to do is print. The system will automatically remember what options you had selected, turned on and turned off, and will keep it in this specific print profile. Should you want to change it, all you need to do is change the print profile and it will automatically update those checkboxes accordingly.
Notice too, I have options and then options. The difference between these two options is this is the same as your print options from the takeoff tab. This options, because it is shown with a cube, it is the intent is to show you as the user that this is 3D options. So what are we seeing in 3D? Do we need to turn on and off data points? Next, we have cut sheet scale. This is that zoom that we were talking about previously from our printers and settings by zoom. This is that same exact option here. So if I click view zooms and I say whole page, it is going to give me the entire page. Notice how small this is on that large format paper. This is why I have two options, one for the quantities and one for the drawing. If you have something like this where printing your quantities on a large format paper does not work, all you need to do is set up two separate print profiles. This will end up resulting in two separate PDF pages. And the reason why we would want two separate PDF pages is so that way we can send our drawing for verification with our proposal, or we can send this out to the field and they will not have the quantities associated. So we are not losing any data in that way. Notice that my drawing looks very small. So if that's the case, I need to turn down my paper size. Let's try an architectural D. Ah, much better. But see how now the title block bleeds off to the second page. So this is one of those instances where diagram without margin is going to be the correct answer, because now we have our drawing that fills the entire page and we don't have any bleed off. But we still have the margin on our quantities and we still have the margin on our 3D view. If I scroll down, here is our second floor with our entry set at a 45, and we have the 3D with our staircase. I hope this helped answer questions regarding output and how to get this right. Should you have any other additional questions regarding output, please feel free to reach out to our support team. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much.